Imagine waking up. A cold, gray morning light filters through your window. You're in New York City, you hear the familiar sounds of the metropolis, but something's missing. The jazz is gone. The laughter is gone. That feeling that anything is possible in this city, it's gone. You walk to the window and look up at the Empire State Building. But the spire is no longer reaching for the sky as a symbol of ambition. At the very top, snapping in the wind, hangs a massive red banner. In its center is a black, angular symbol that, just 5 years ago, seemed like a distant threat. You look down at the street. Instead of yellow taxis, columns of soldiers in gray uniforms march down Broadway, their boots striking the pavement in perfect unison. This isn't a movie. The year is 1946. The United States of America has surrendered. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome to life under occupation. But how did we get here? How did the world's greatest industrial machine fall to its knees? In our reality, we know the story of victory, the liberation of Europe. But in this world, history took one fatal turn. June 6, 1944, was not a day of triumph, but a day of failure. The storms in the English Channel didn't clear. The Allied mission collapsed on the beaches. America lost tens of thousands of its sons in a single day. The spirit of the nation broke. While Washington struggled to recover, the European powers acted. Their scientists beat the Manhattan Project by 6 months. In August 1945, a single bomber, launching from a secret base, dropped the ultimate weapon directly on Washington, D.C. The city vanished in a devastating blast. The leadership was gone in an instant. Without orders, the defense collapsed. 3 days later, the Treaty of Denver was signed. America gave up. Now the country is divided. It is no longer 48 states. It is 3 zones. The East Coast, from Maine to Florida, the West Coast, the Pacific States of America, has been given to the Eastern Empire as a trophy. And between them, in the Rocky Mountains, lies the neutral zone. No man's land. A territory of refugees and the last scraps of freedom. But let's see what a typical Tuesday looks like for a person like you. Let's say your name is John. You live in a suburb of Philadelphia. You used to teach history. Today, you work in a factory. You don't teach children about the Declaration of Independence anymore because that document has been declared illegal. Possessing a copy is punishable by the severest penalty. Your morning doesn't start with coffee. Coffee is a luxury now. You drink hot water. You put on your work uniform. Blue jeans, the symbol of freedom, are banned. Walking out your front door, you instinctively lower your head. There's a patrol on the corner. But these aren't foreign soldiers. That's the scary part. They are Americans, boys you might have gone to school with. They wear armbands with the symbol of the new order. They betrayed their country for power over their neighbors. They know who you are, and they are listening to every word you say. The money in your pocket has changed. Dollars are now just paper. The currency is the occupation mark. Your savings are gone. Your car, taken for the army. Your house. An officer lives there now. You sleep in the basement. You walk to the factory. It used to make cars. Now the assembly line makes parts for heavy tanks that patrol Chicago. The work is hard. There are no unions. Stopping work is considered sabotage. Sabotage is punished immediately. But the hardest part is the silence. America was always a loud country. Now, the radio only plays approved classical music and news from the Ministry of Information. You're told that the economy is booming and that America is finally being fixed. That word hangs in the air. First, your neighbors disappeared. They were taken at night on trains heading to the Midwest. Rumors say that out there, new labor camps have been built. Massive complexes visible from the air. No one knows exactly what happens there, but the smoke can be seen for miles. Then, others started disappearing. Journalists, pastors, people who didn't fit the new standards. In this new America, a strict hierarchy is enforced. If you don't fit the approved heritage, you're a second-class citizen. You are forbidden from holding office or even walking on certain sidewalks. And what's happening out west? If you have family in California, you will likely never see them again. The border between the East and West zones is sealed. In the Pacific states, the Eastern Empire has turned California into a colony. The Golden Gate Bridge has a new name. Hollywood doesn't make westerns anymore. The The studios produce films praising the emperor. The culture of the West is being erased. English in San Francisco schools is now a second language. Foreign characters replace English signs. Los Angeles is being rebuilt in a new architectural style. But there is one place where the spirit of the old America still flickers. The neutral zone. The Rockies. Imagine Colorado, Wyoming. There are no major cities here. This is where people run if they refuse to submit. Life here resembles the Wild West. There is no electricity, no law except the law of survival. Here, the US dollar still has value, but supplies are worth more than gold. It is here, deep in the caves, that the remnants of the US Army are hiding. Soldiers who buried their rifles but didn't forget their oath. They call themselves the Resistance. They raid supply convoys. They broadcast the words freedom and hope over homemade radios. But let's be honest. This isn't a movie where the heroes win easily. In this reality, the Resistance is surrounded. They have no heavy weapons. Against them are two superpowers with ultimate weapons. Every act of resistance leads to punishment. People in the neutral zone live in fear. Food is scarce. Winters are harsh. This isn't a life of heroes. It is survival. By 1950, the most terrifying change begins to happen. The change in the mind. Children who were 5 years old during the conflict are now starting school. They don't remember the old flag. They don't remember elections. They are learning a new language. They join the youth brigades because they get a uniform and a meal. They start looking at their parents as failures. Why do you resist, they ask. Look, there is order now. The older generation realizes America isn't dying on the battlefields. It is dying in the minds of their children. The idea of freedom turned out to be fragile. By 1960, the Statue of Liberty still stands, but the torch is dark. And the inscription, "Give me your tired, your poor," has been removed. In its place, a new slogan, "Strength through discipline." The world has adjusted. Europe is under one flag, Asia is under another. America, the way we knew it, has become a myth. A legend that old men whisper when no one is listening. Once, they say, we were free. This scenario is one of the darkest what-ifs, but it reminds us of one thing. Our history and our freedom are not guaranteed. They are the result of victories that didn't have to happen. The line between our world and this nightmare of 1946 is thin. Sometimes it all depends on one storm, one decision, or one weapon. Imagine yourself in John's shoes. Could you adapt? Would you learn the new anthem to survive, or would you walk into the mountains? Look out your window today, and be thankful. Now, let me know in the comments. If America was split between two empires, which zone would you try to survive in? Or would you choose the wildlife in the neutral zone? And if this world scares you, wait until you see the next scenario. What if the Civil War never ended, and the North and South were still fighting today? That video is on your screen right now. Click it to watch.